Hello to all Cinemaster lovers.
Black Adam.
Hope you enjoy watching.
Sabak. Zoomatilam.
Let's get started. The movie began with Kondak. Let's talk about what happened 5,000 years ago. The people of Kondak were very strong. They were the first people in human history to govern themselves. They had no ruler. After centuries of freedom, a merciless man came and took them with his army. He occupied the country and its people after their freedom, and they became his slaves. No one could stand against him, and everyone was terrified of him because magic ran in his blood. His goal was to create magic, so he decided to make a crown with the power of the 6 strongest demons in the world. If anyone wore it, no one could stop the evil they might do. To make it, he needed a very rare material called Eternium, only found in the lands of Kondak. That's why he occupied it and forced the people to dig and search for this material. Without a piece of it, he would not be satisfied. He takes the man to the guard, gives him the piece, and tells him to live on it. The king thanks him, and the man asks for his reward. The king tells him to come with him, takes him to the edge of a cliff, and tells him to take his reward. He kills him and throws him off. The boy asks for his rights too, but his father comes running and tells him he is just a child who knows nothing, and takes him away. He tells him that not every time he will be there to protect him. The boy says he doesn't want protection, he wants freedom. He runs to the guard, takes the piece from him, and runs to the highest place on the mountain, making a sign of freedom to the people. Everyone cheers his name, and they respond with the same sign. The king learns what happened and sentences the boy to execution in front of the people's eyes to set an example for others. The guard raises his weapon to kill him, but suddenly a miracle happens, and he disappears from the place. He looks below and finds a sign and incomprehensible words surrounded by the 6 strongest sorcerers in the world. Their leader tells him he is the chosen hero, and they all say, Shazam, in unison. At that time, the crown is being made, and the guard brings it to him. He is about to wear it, but the fierce monster Adam enters with anger in his eyes. Before the king can wear the crown, Adam destroys the entire palace. After that, the sorcerers hide the crown in a place far from human eyes, but the hero Adam disappears with it. The prophecy says, when Kondak needs the hero, he will come to liberate the people from occupation. Among the people chasing the legends are these 3 and a 4th person hiding in the car trunk. They are stopped at a checkpoint, and the rude officer asks Kareem for his license. Kareem hands it over. The officer asks him to open the trunk. Ismail reaches into his jacket, ready to kill the soldier if he opens the trunk, but suddenly someone hits him, telling him to be careful. He says, I'm not your son. You are a soldier in my country against my will. You came here to occupy my land and steal my money and my country's children's money. In short, you are nothing. The officer raises his baton, but he lets him go and they drive away. He receives a message on his device that says, Adriana is wanted. Adriana is the 4th person hiding in the car. Samir tells her the country is no longer safe for her. She says she won't leave her country for occupiers like them. She won't rest until she finds the legendary crown before they do. She is on her way to the crown's location. It takes a long time to get there. Ismail asks her if she is sure the crown is there. She says she is sure from the translation of the inscription in the ancient book. They enter inside, and she starts reading the inscription on the walls. It translates to that magic exists, but can be used wrongly by humans. Therefore, the strongest magic in the world is hidden here. Samir tells her this mountain has been worked on for 5,000 years for the crown, so it's better to leave it here. She says if they leave it, they will find it. Ismail says he will go see. He goes to see and is thrown from the mountain to his death. Kareem runs to him, asking what happened. But before he can speak, they suddenly find a group of occupying soldiers entering. They are held at gunpoint. They continue inside and suddenly find an inscription on the ground. It says this is a grave, and what's written on it is a warning. Do not utter the hero's name written, or you will be cursed forever. Ismail says this is the legend of Teth Adam, the slave the sorcerers turned into a superhero who defeated King Akhton. It turned out to be a true legend. He asks if he is a hero. Why was he buried? They look around and find the crown. Adriana climbs up, grabs the crown and hangs it on her belt. Suddenly, the soldiers enter. Ismail tells her to run immediately. She runs from them, but their leader points a weapon at her colleague and tells her to hand over the crown, or he will kill them one by one. She says, I'm here, and his men take the crown and put it in a bag. He asks her for her last wish. She says just 2 words and begins to recite the incantation written on Teth Adam's grave. As soon as she says, Shazam, the entire place explodes, and this person appears. The leader sends a soldier to him, telling him to raise his hands. He turns at the speed of light and lifts him by the neck. He says, he dries the soldier in his hands, but the remaining soldiers shoot at him. He catches a bullet, saying it's very weak magic. He flies up. Adriana is scared and takes her brother Kareem, running outside. Adam is tearing through the soldiers like cutting an orange quickly. The soldiers' leader contacts the authorities, saying he needs support quickly. Amidst their distraction, Ismail runs to the bag to take the crown. Adriana says the crown is with her, but during the ongoing battle, the mountain collapses on him, killing him. The rock is about to kill Adriana, but Adam destroys it. Adriana goes outside and finds Samir dead. Kareem tells her to go, saying it's not the time for mourning. What disaster have you brought upon us? 2 of our colleagues died. Tell me, what did we gain? She says they gained the crown. Adam destroys the mountain and comes out to find some cars and tanks and 2 planes in front of him. They fire 4 missiles at him, but they don't affect him. He disappears from them. They are the ones who find it on the wings of the plane. He pushes the plane onto the second one and blows them both up together. The one below with a rocket is hit. The one with a bomb throws it. The one with a bazooka flies it. Adam descends on them at high speed, penetrating, and everything thrown at him returns it. He captures them and destroys half of them, and that bomb explodes the rest of them. He finishes them off completely and goes to Adriana. He stops the car for them and seals every remaining one of them. He finishes them off completely and goes to Adriana. He stops their car. They close the window of the car so that he can't get in. He looks at them from above to know who brought them out of the grave. But suddenly, that soldier fires a rocket at them. He catches it with his hand, surprised by its shape, and it explodes on him, injuring his side. He finishes off the soldier and falls in his place. Adriana takes him with her, and Ismail is still alive. He is a traitor with the occupiers. He tells the soldier, "I told you to pretend, not to really kill me." He finishes him off. He talks to the support, saying, "Everyone is dead." Ismail tells him, "The crown is with you." He tells them, "Unfortunately, the crown brought us disaster." At that time, the leader of the Justice Association sees everything Adam did. Dolar appears, telling him, "We must control this beast before it harms innocent people." She tells him, "This is Adam, the goat. He's been asleep for 5,000 years. Everything you've seen, he's not fully in control of his power. Over time, his strength will return, and it will be difficult to control him." He tells her, "I'm going to him now," and closes the call. The entire team gathers at that time, and Adam wakes up from the coma. He removes the bandage from his wound, and Haman tells him, "Wait, don't remove it. Your wound hasn't healed yet." He doesn't listen and heals his wound himself. Haman tells him, "Damn, you're really strong. Do you really know how to fly?" He says, "No, I'm not." He says, "Look, I know you've been here for 5,000 years. Everyone knows your legendary story. I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Haman." He says, "Step aside." He looks in front of him and is surprised when he sees his reflection in the mirror. He says, "Apparently there were no mirrors 5,000 years ago." They say, 5,000 years have passed, and during all that time you were asleep. Apparently you were in a deep sleep, and they brought you here." He asks, "Where exactly are we?" They say, "We're in a kondak." He says, "My house was taken, right?" They say, "I'll rent you an apartment, but come and see this statue. This statue was made for you when people knew your story. But after you disappeared, there was occupation every now and then. People were waiting for you to come and end this mess. Finally, you came to liberate us forever. You are our hero, our only hope." He says, "I'm not anyone's hero." At that time, Adriana reads the inscription on the crown, which translates to, "Life is the only path to death." Karin asks, "What's the mystery in that?" "Naturally, we live, and then we die." She tells him, "No, this sentence has a big secret behind it." Adam breaks the wall and comes out to the hall, telling Adriana, "You woke me up, right?" She says, "I had no other choice. The soldiers were going to kill me." He says, "I finished them off for you. Do you need anything else?" She says, "There are still many of them." He says, "Finish them off yourself." She says, "They have advanced weapons, missiles, and vehicles, and I only have my mother and Uncle Kareem." Adriana tells him, "Adam, I thank you for saving my life, but we need a hero like you to liberate the country from occupation. Please help us." He leaves her and walks away, and Haman follows him through the secret exit. He asks, "Wait, where are you going?" He says, "I don't know, but I have no place here." He asks, "Don't you feel that this country is yours and you need to liberate it from occupation?" He says, "No, I don't feel that." He leaves him and walks away. He goes to his statue, and Haman steals the transmitter device from the guard. He says, "To every filthy occupying soldier, may God finish you off and liberate us." He runs towards Adam, calls out to him, and raises the symbol of freedom. But the guard catches him. He says, "Show me who will save you from me." He says, "The statue." He says, "Show me who will save you from me." He says, "The statue." The guard is about to hit him, but his mother arrives and says, "Sorry, it's my fault. He's just a child and doesn't know anything." The guard says, "I know you well. Where's the crown?" She hits him with the wheel and tries to run, but the guards surround her from all directions. The guard is about to hit her. Before he hits her, the fierce monster Adam arrives, and the guards hit him with sticks. He tries again, but they throw him away. The rest of them hit him with weapons and surround him from all directions. He brings them all to the ground, and Haman and his mother are extremely happy. 2 soldiers fire at them from the tower, so he breaks the tower over their heads or throws them up. At that time, the Justice Association arrives, and Kent tells them, "This is Adam." Adam looks at them and throws the guards down. Carter runs towards them and saves them at the last moment. Adam comes down to finish them off in front of his eyes. People cheer for Adam and tell Carter, "It seems you're not one of the occupiers." He says, "We are the Justice Association. Our mission is security and stability, and we came here specifically to stop the mess you're making." He says, "Take it easy on yourself." Kent tells Adam, "We know your power and your entire story. You have no place among us. Either you live under our command or you'll die now." He says, "Make whatever you want," and hits them both. But Kent takes him away so no one gets hurt. Carter flies towards him and hits him, bringing him to the ground. He tells him, "Give up your power and let everyone go home." He says, "Unfortunately, I don't have a home." Carter runs at him again, but this time, he grabs him by his weapon and gives him a high-pressure hit. After that, he tries to electrocute Carter, but he blocks it with his weapon and returns it to him, bringing him to the ground. Kent tells Maxine to go down now. Maxine descends, flying, spins twice in the air, breaks this scaffold, and throws its wood at Adam. Kent. Looking at Adriana's bag, he sees the crown and says to her, "Do you have the crown in thee?" She doesn't respond, so he leaves her and runs because Adam is busy fighting his colleagues. She takes the bag and runs. With his magic, he immobilizes Adam and creates many copies of himself, fully controlling Adam. Carter attacks him with a hammer, and Maxim is throwing the rest of the wood at him. He explodes, sending everyone flying. Anger fills his eyes, but suddenly, Adam's body transforms and grows, hitting Adam to the ground, controlling him. He breaks free and charges at him furiously, hitting one with a punch, knocking him to the ground, while the crowd cheers for the hero Adam, who has finally returned to free them forever. He leaves them and walks away. Carter says, "We won't leave him," but he replies, "We can't handle him." He follows Adriana, asking her, "May I see what's in the bag?" He searches the bag but doesn't find the crown. The crown is with Amon, who fled with it. He says, "This is not the time. We don't have time. We must capture Adam before he fully regains his power. After that, we'll look for the crown." She asks, "Why are you so focused on Adam?" He replies, "As you've heard, you don't know anything about him." The catheter says Adam's anger could have destroyed the entire kingdom, and now he's back, and it might happen again. She takes them to Adam in the palace or enters alone. He asks her why she brought them with her. She says they want to talk to him for a moment. He tells her to let them talk, but he won't listen to anyone. She tells him her grandmother used to tell her about a hero who ends in justice and achieves justice, but the Justice League says you're back with anger to seek revenge, and your anger might harm people because, in the past, when you entered the palace, you didn't just destroy the king, you destroyed the entire palace. At that time, the Desert Council saw they had chosen the wrong person to give power and trust, and they decided to get rid of you forever. They imprisoned you in the place I released you from. That place wasn't a grave, it was your prison. See the statue in front of you. People built it for you because you're a hero in their eyes. He tells her he never claimed to be a hero. She tells him it's time to be their hero and stand by his people. He says he'll talk to them, but if he doesn't like what they say, he'll kill them. They reach the house, finding Ismail in his face. He asks him, "What is this? Are you still alive? Mom says the mountain fell on you and killed you." Kareem asks him why he's here and tells him to go to his mom. He replies that his mom sent him because the Justice League was going to take him. Ismail raises a weapon at him, demanding the bag. Kareem tells him to give him the bag. He takes the bag and says, "I'll teach you a lesson in history better than freedom," but he doesn't get the chance to finish because Kareem attacks him. He tells Amon to run quickly. Amon takes the bag and runs, hiding it. Ismail shoots Kareem, but Amon escapes, telling the soldiers to enter the building quickly. The Justice League goes to Adam. Carter tells him they came to ask him to relinquish his power and come with them willingly. He replies that this is his country, and they don't belong here, and they should leave on their own, or he'll end them. They say they'll leave, but he'll come with them as a prisoner. They mockingly say they'll clip his wings so he can't fly. Adriana tells them to stop causing trouble. Amon calls her and tells her what happened, shocking her. She tells Adam her son is in danger, and he rushes there. The captors chase Amon, but the boy is as nimble as a mouse, and they can't catch him. However, a vehicle intercepts him, and they capture him. Adam waits for him and tells them to let the boy go. They throw him down, and Adam quickly catches him. He sets him aside and starts defeating them one by one, like a hero in his prime. But Ismail raises his weapon at Amon, demanding he speaks quickly, and tells him where the crown is. He says it's his mother's, but he insists it's not with him and takes him on the ship. He finishes what he's doing and rushes to him, but Ismail calls his soldiers and they enter the ships to confront Adam. Adam attacks but doesn't know which ship Amon is on. He starts searching each ship, destroying the ones without Amon. Carter prepares to help him, Adam protecting the people on the ground. Adam says he's about to strike and apologizes, saying he almost hit him. He raises his hand and strikes Carter, knocking him to the ground. Adam chases the last two ships, catching one, but Amon isn't on it. He chases the other, but Ismail escapes at full speed, with Adam in pursuit like a rocket, eventually catching him. He looks into the ship and is shocked to find Amon isn't there. Amon is with Ismail in a car. Adam grabs the ship's driver and throws him away. Kent appears and asks if he found Amon, but he replies he didn't. Kent is with Adriana at home. She is deeply saddened for her son and her brother Karim, who was shot in the stomach. Kent tells her not to worry. Her son will return, and Karim will be fine. Suddenly, Adam bursts through the wall. Carter enters with two guards. Adriana asks them where her son is and starts attacking them. Adam tells her to calm down. It's not appropriate. He looks at them and asks, "Where is Amon?" The other tells him he's in a desert mine and pleads for mercy. Adam obliges and lets him go. He returns to Adriana and tells her he found out where he is. Carter comes with the guards and asks if he said he wouldn't kill any of them. He replies, "If you think you're a hero, no hero defends occupiers who harm the poor and deprive them of their freedom in their land." But Carter raises his weapon at him, and Adam respects him like a cat does to a mouse, hitting him. They find the crown and take it to the ship. They are all surprised by what is written on the crown. Life is the only path to death. Adriana takes the crown. He tells them, "We will take the crown with us there. I don't know what could happen." Carter tells her it's impossible to give them the crown. She tells them, "You must all be in one team to ensure my son's safety, or else I will give them the crown." Carter tells Adam, "Unfortunately, we will be one team. There's no other solution." Adam tells them it's no harm. Carter sets the plan and tells them we will enter the place through a secret entrance. Adam says it's no harm. Carter sets the plan. He tells them we will enter the place through a secret entrance so that none of the guards notice us. He looks at Adam around them. They find him missing. They look at him on the cameras and find him descending on the guards with a rage of flesh and bone, and no one can stop him. Adam tells him that's much easier than your plan. Adam finishes off the guards completely. He enters the place from the inside. He finds Ismail in front of him and runs towards him, but he can't reach him. Ismail tells him the wall is made of internum. No matter what you do, you won't be able to pass it. The team enters, and Ismail tells them, "None of you will hand me the crown, I will hand you the boy." Adriana weakens and tells him, "Okay, here's the crown with me. Take it and give me my son." Carter tells her, "Are you crazy? There's no such thing." She looks at Adam and tells them, "These occupiers killed my husband. I will never allow them to kill my son." Adam pushes Carter away and passes by her, but he was able to create a magical barrier to stop her. Adam destroys it. He tells them, "Your son or your country. You are guests with us, and the decision is ours." Ismail takes the crown. She tells him, "Give me my son." He tells her finally, "My grandfather's legacy has returned to me." Adam tells him, "Get them out." He tells him, "Didn't you know I am the last descendant of King Akhton, whom you killed before he wore the crown? And therefore, after wearing it, I will become the king of Kondak." He opens the wall and shoots at Amon. Adam, with his utmost speed, runs towards him, and at the last moment, he deflects the shot from him. Ismail is about to wear the crown, but Adam's anger fills him, and the Justice League secures everyone around him, and Adam destroys the place just as he did before. After the explosion, everyone is safe, but Amon loses consciousness. Adam tells Adriana, "I'm sorry. I am the reason." He is in deep sorrow, leaves the place and walks away. Carter tells them gather the crown and head to the ship, and he goes after Adam. He tells him, "Come on, let's finish this." He tells him, "Brother, ease up. You and I both know you can't beat me." He tells him, "You're right." Ismail said, "You cried when Herut died. Who is this Herut?" They say Herut is my son, the true hero of Kondak. In the desert, they turned him into a hero, and indeed he achieved many accomplishments for the people. But the king knew of his achievements and killed his mother before my eyes, and I was helpless, unable to defend her at that time. Herut arrives home to find his mother dead and his father about to follow. He tells him, "Wake up, Dad. Wake up. Say the word with me." He holds his hands and they both say Shazam. The power transfers to Adam, and his son returns to being a child as he was. But suddenly the king's soldiers attack them, shooting arrows, one of which hits Herut, ending his life, dying before his father's eyes. Adam becomes enraged, and his power turns into a volcano. He goes to Akhton's palace and blows up the place, telling him the people of Kondak truly need a hero, but unfortunately the power is with me, and as you say, I use it to harm people. Just a while ago, I almost killed Amon, so I will relinquish my power. He says, Shazam. The power leaves his body, and Carter takes him to the ship and puts him in a secret underwater prison. He leaves them and goes, and they return in front of them, and everything will be fine, and he would be asleep and see the same vision of Carter dying. Carter wakes him up and asks him what's wrong with you. He tells him the same vision doesn't change. I still see you dying. He tells him we got rid of Adam. He tells him you're right. It seems I'm starting to hallucinate, and I accidentally flip the crown and read the word written on it backwards. It turns out death is the only way to life. She is shocked and says that means Ismail's death is a disaster. And indeed, it's a disaster because Ismail wakes up in the realm of demons, and the demon tells him the only way to life is death. And the demon tells him with your death you became our hero and will become the king of Kahndaq. After that, you will open a portal for us to come out to the earth. All you have to do now is say our names. He says Sabak. The crown disappears from the ship, and Ismail wears it and takes the power of the 6 strongest demons in the world. The Justice League goes to hit him with the ship, but he destroys it with ease. They all come down on him from the ship, but they can't handle him. He breaks their bones completely and enters the palace to open the portal for the demons. Carter tells them we can't handle him. This is what I saw in the dream killing you. He tells him there's no other solution but to stop him before he destroys the world, even if it means certain death. At least I did my part. He is on his way to him, but Carter creates a magical barrier and he enters alone. Carter tells him don't go there. He tells him you left me no choice. I'm an old man, I'm not afraid of death, and I have a lot of experience. He tells him, I know I can't beat you, but let me try. At first, he is in control, but only at first. Ismail tells him no one in this universe can defeat me. He comes down beating him, telling him there's one person very close who will come. He sends a message to the prison where Adam is, telling him, Adam, wake up. I'm sure you hear me. It's time to do what your son was supposed to do. It's not important to be a hero. The important thing is that you are the only one who can save the world before the demons destroy it. He opens the door for him. He tries to remove the mask to say, Shazam, but the guards stop him. He comes down beating them one after the other and enters the water before the rest of them catch him. Carter can't bear it any longer and surrenders to Ismail. Carter enters in the last moments, but he can't do anything because Ismail has finished. He goes to sit on the throne and opens a bridge for the demon soldiers. The demon soldiers descend to the earth and attack the people, and the people fight back. Adam tries to rise from the water, but in the last moments, he loses consciousness. He meets his wife and son Harut, telling them, finally, we will live together forever. His son tells him, not yet, Dad, you have a lot to do. You need to go back. He says, all right. His son tells him, come on, say the word. He says, Shazam. His power returns to him, and all the people stand against the demon Ismail. Carter tries to break his bones, but can't do anything against him. The people chant Adam's name. Ismail breaks their statue, and it's about to fall on them. He lifts the statue on his shoulders. Not even the servant of God in his prime could break it. He tells him, leave it to me for a while. Go finish off the son of the demon that no one can handle. Ismail is about to finish off Carter, but suddenly Adam delivers a blow that buries him in the ground. He tells Carter, are you okay? Carter says, I want you to make him regret the day he was born. Ismail tells him, how are you, Adam? I'll finish you off and rule as a king. Adam says, let's see. He charges Adam with his horns, but Adam hits and spins him like the bravest hero. But the son of the demon is a raging bull, hitting Adam foolishly until he lays him on the ground. He tells him, a huge power in a weak body hero. He replies, I'm not the hero. He is. Carter hits him with the iron bar in his back. It doesn't hit. He pulls it out of his back and stabs it into Carter's stomach. But this isn't the real Carter. It's a copy of him. He says, this was a trick I have learned before. The important thing is, he makes many copies of himself, and they all run at him to pin him down. Adam comes from behind and tries to remove his horns. Out of sheer anger, he takes him up and says, tell them the beast Adam sent you, splitting him in two. The gap he opened closes, and the demon soldiers disappear. People rejoice, and Adam helps Carter stand on his feet. He says, I never imagined I'd be so happy to see you. Carter replies, it's thanks to you that I came back. He says, we were a very good team. Adam replies, no, we were a formidable team. He asks, is it possible later? Adam says, that's enough. Their friendship ends, and he says, all right. He leaves him and walks away. The entire city cheers for their hero who liberated them. At night, the plane lands on him, and the Great Master descends upon him, the formidable beast Superman. He says, how are you, Adam? It seems we will tire each other. And here the film ends. If you liked it, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell to get all the new updates. Take a tour of the channel. You'll find many videos you will like.